Russ Spiegel, and welcome to my video series, 5 Minutes With, where I get to meet and speak for 5 minutes with interesting people, or at least people I find interesting from the music world. Don't forget to like and subscribe and check out my other videos, and I do have a Patreon page if you'd like to help and support these endeavors. Today's guest is an international man of music. He's played with some of the biggest names in jazz, yet for quite a number of people here in the US, not nearly as well known as he is in Europe. However, he can make a hell of a Hungarian goulash. Tenor saxophonist Tony Lakatos. Tony, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. Hey, well, thank you for being part of this, and let's get straight to it since we don't have a whole lot of time. Where are you from? Where are you now? And how did you end up there?
I'm from Hungary, Budapest. I was born there in a gypsy musician family. And I'm living in Germany the last, let's say, 40 years.
Ooh.
And living in Frankfurt at the moment. I'm a member of the Frankfurt Radio Big Band, the AJR Big Band with the chief conductor, Jim McNeely. He's a great guy, and we love him.
Fantastic. And how long have you been there?
I'm in a radio band since '93. So quite a long time. And I have 1 year more to go in this band. And then I'm kind of early retiring, not really retiring, just 3 years before the real time. I can stop playing and I can play finally my own jazz.
So you'll be a real struggling musician again.
Yeah, exactly.
How did you end up choosing your particular instrument?
Saxophone.
Yes.
I started on violin, as everybody in my family. My father, his father, and his father, hundreds of years going back in the violin tradition. And also my brother is a violin player. So I'm the only one in the family who is not a violin player. It was a scandal, of course, when I was young. And I was a terrible violin player, to be honest. Not like everybody else in the family. They all play great. And mainly because I didn't like the instrument so much. So I was not practicing. I loved to hear jazz when I was young. And I also felt like violin is not really the instrument I want to play jazz, And then I met saxophone in my friend's house. I was like 16. And I blow in the saxophone and I hear that sound, And I was, oh, that's the thing. With this instrument, I can play jazz.
Awesome. What's the hardest thing to do on your instrument?
I think it's on every instrument. It's not only on my instrument. It's saxophone. When you begin to play, it's quite an easy instrument. To get out the first notes and to get out the first scale. But after a while, every instrument has the same difficulties. Because you have to play music on the instrument, and music is quite difficult. You reach a mountain, and from this mountain you see next mountain. So you have to go higher and higher in the music and listen more. No more music has to get in your ears. So this is the most difficult thing to play music to listen to how the right way. I think that's what not many young players doing this, not listening enough music. I think they practice a lot. They practice 8 hours a day, their instruments, and they can play amazing, but they don't know how to use all this material because they don't really have anything to say because they don't hear music so much. I think it's like somebody wants to write a book, he has to read books.
Very, very good point. Very interesting. Just from your background, you heard a lot of different kinds of music when you were growing up.
Oh, yeah.
When you compose, how do you use a particular instrument?
Piano, usually. I'm not a great piano player, I can play some chords and then and some melodies on the piano. Sometimes I compose a melody on the saxophone, or I just sing something, and then I try to find chords to this melody. I always try to composing melodies and not just bass line, drum licks, For me, the tune is a melody. I'm old fashioned.
All right. So what does being successful mean to you?
It's very funny. I had a tour like 25 years ago with Joachim Kuhn, the great German piano player. And we talk about jazz, and he told me that 25, so, and And I thought this is so funny what he's saying, but now I realize he's absolutely true what he said. He said, if you're a jazz musician and to make it as a jazz musician, it doesn't mean that you sell a lot of records and you make a lot of money and play a lot of gigs. The only thing what makes you successful that other people practicing your licks. And this is so true. This is so true.
All right. Just a couple quick questions for you. Fantastic. Is there one thing you'd like to do that you haven't done yet?
Oh man, playing with a bunch of musicians who I never played with. I played with a lot of musicians in my life, but there's still some people on the list I would love to do.
Name one or two.
I would love to play with Herbie, for example.
Herbie Hancock, yes.
Probably I never will, but I would love to.
You don't know. I mean, things are a little crazy right now. Your favorite place to visit?
I love Japan. I love Asia generally, Southeast Asia. I'm going there quite a lot. I love Spain also. I have a little house, just came from Spain a couple of hours ago home, and I love to be there. Actually, I love Europe. I used to love the US too. Not at the moment.
Okay. Your favorite or comfort food?
My favorites come from Asian food, definitely Asian food. I love Chinese food, but not the Chinese foods we get in Europe or in the States. I love the Chinese food in China.
And any advice for our listeners?
If they're musicians, just keep going in these difficult times. I know we don't have as much gigs as we used to have, everybody playing less because it's very difficult. But try to be positive and write tunes and think on the future.
Awesome. Well, Tony, thank you so much for your time. It's great to see you. You're looking very refreshed from being in Spain and with Frankfurt in the background.
Oh, yes, Frankfurt. I don't know how it comes there. I did a Zoom meeting a couple of months ago, and it's still there. I don't even know how to put it away.
Well, take care, and until next time.
Okay, Russ. Thank you very much. All
Bye-bye.
the best.
So thanks for tuning in. I had a great time speaking with Tony. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you have any comments, I'd love to see what you have to say. Until next time.